So what's happening, people? This is Tyree Cersei, also known as Mr. NBA. And yep, I'm back. Man, I gotta tell you, I just came back from Atlanta, just landed this morning, and I attended an event over the weekend that we call the Game Changer. And I gotta tell you, man, it was life changing. Um, Brian, just gotta give my props out to Mr. Brian Bean, my personal mentor and business associate. He delivered. When I tell you he delivered, I got so many golden jewels that has positioned me to be able to create generational wealth for my family and to help others create generational wealth for their families as well. Now, I just this is one of the takeaways that I had, and I was just thinking about it. I trying to find a way to really help people understand this concept that we call lost opportunity cost. I think that people fail to really grasp the concept of a tax refund versus making an adjustment and taking that money and allowing and leveraging that money to work for yourself. So I just want to kind of bear with me, take a couple seconds, and sit back and learn. Um, this little exercise that I'm about to show you right now is what we call the differences between an adjustment versus a refund. Now, in this scenario, I'm going to show you what a simple $500 investment would do over time. Now, on my board, I have the scenario broken down into three individual incidents. The first one is an individual who understands wealth principles and strategies and actually adjusted their W 4 and took back an additional $500 into their household monthly. So, with that additional $500 over a 15-year time span, because they understand wealth principles, they invested that $500 and got an 8% return. Now, I know you said 8%, that's a lot. And typically, most people don't see an 8% return, and that's because they are investing their money retail, i.e., they're investing their monies at the bank. So, what we do with Extra Digit and MyEcon is we teach people how to get a wholesale return on their money, i.e., we teach people to put their money in the same place that the bank put their money. So, this individual, he took that $500, invested it over a 15-year span, got an 8% wholesale return on their investment, and that would yield them a return of approximately $173,000. All right. So now, when we invest for the long haul. And I'm gonna take this out. I kind of tried to set the board to not for this to take a long time. But now, say that same individual adjusted their W 4, got their money back from Uncle Sam, and invested it over 30 years. So in a 30-year time frame, if they got a traditional or a 8% return, which is a wholesale return, that would yield them $745,000. Pretty significant. Now, let me show you in inverse if that person said, you know what, nah, I don't want to adjust my W 4, I just overpaying taxes. I get mine at the end of the year. So that same individual elected to go with the refund. That individual would take that same $500 and get it monthly, just like someone who understood wealth principles. But instead of them investing it, they would yield $6,000 refund at the end of the year. But typically, this person, because they don't understand wealth principles, will generally go to a tax preparer, or they'll get their money back American, go to H&R Block. And with that, this is where you first start to see how lost opportunity cost comes in effect. So where they thought they would get a $6,000 return because that's what they overpaid in taxes, but that's being taxed and dipped into by big business, they generally only receive on average $4,000 back in that return. And if they were to invest the same 15 years with that $4,000, they would only have a return on their investment of approximately $60,000. Now, that's a big difference between the 173 that we see here or the 745,000 over a 30 years time span. So I'm making this video just to illustrate to you guys that you can get wealthy off of your own money. Now, let me bring this thing home for you. We're going to go back to the scenario again. So in theory, Mr. Refund here got $6,000 a year over 30-year time span. In theory, he would have received $180. Boy, my penmanship sucks. $1,000, right? But in reality, just like big business and corporate America is beating you to your money all the time, that individual only got $4,000 back for a return. So over 30 years, they're only going to yield a return on their investment or a saving of $120,000. Now, that individual who understands the principles and the strategies that we teach with MyEcon and Extra Digit will be the smart sap. He's what we call the winner. He won because he took that same $6,000 that he would have got in a refund and he invested it over time at 8% and got $745,000. Now, again, this is what we call the concept of lost opportunity cost, because financial illiteracy or not understanding the wealth principles and strategies has basically cost this individual $600,000 in potential earning. Now, when I was growing up, I was always told that women lie, men lie, the numbers don't. Peep the game.